No compromise. Find out when that's the correct response in this episode of 5 Minutes Closer. I'm Vaughn Weatherford, and this is 5 Minutes Closer. For the next 5 minutes, let's explore some biblical truths and apply them to your life. No podcast, including this one, can transform your life or give you what you really need. Only Jesus can do that. You can find out why in what I've called the first five episodes of 5 Minutes Closer. Each following episode explores scriptural truths that, if you follow them, will bring you 5 minutes closer to the person God created you to be. Let's see if we can get you 5 minutes closer. Some areas of life require compromise, like setting the electric blanket temperature. Your wife says, put it on 10, but you say, no, I'd rather have it on 2. So you compromise. You set it at 7 and everybody's happy, or at least everybody's still speaking to each other the next morning. There are those times in life, however, when compromise is not possible. For example, you can't compromise when it comes to breathing. You can't tell someone, hey, I'm really sorry my breathing bothers you. I'll just breathe every other day. That's not how breathing works. You have to breathe all the time, or you die. Our spiritual life is an area where we cannot compromise. God alone is God. The nation of Israel headed for compromise, but God specifically warned them against any compromise when it came to serving Him. The words are recorded in Exodus chapter 23, starting in verse 32. You shall make no covenant with them and their gods. They shall not dwell in your land, lest you make your sin against me. For if you serve their gods, it will surely be a snare to you. When Moses returned from the top of Mount Sinai, God had given him more than just the 10 Commandments. God provided instructions for the nation of Israel as they prepared to enter the Promised Land. God warned that they would face temptation to follow the gods worshipped by the people in the land of Canaan. That would be a disaster. They could not serve the one true God and false gods at the same time. The same disaster awaits us if we try to worship anything other than God. We may not face the idols of the Canaanites, but we encounter false gods all the time. For example, some people think they'll give God Sunday morning, but Monday through Friday, the job comes first. That won't work. We either worship the one true God with our whole life, or we do not worship Him at all. God knew Israel would face what they would consider to be small sins. Just one pagan temple on the outskirts of town won't hurt, right? God knew the damage that kind of thinking would do. Germs are tiny. They're microscopic. For thousands of years, people didn't even know germs existed. Doctors used to perform surgery without washing their hands. Not anymore. Now we recognize the danger of germs, especially with people who are already sick. One tiny germ could end their life. So doctors, nurses, and surgeons, they wash their hands, they wash their instruments continually to help prevent infection. Hey, I wash my hands too. I've been sick. I don't want to do that anymore if I can help it. Sin is like an infection. Ignoring God is like a virus. It seems minor at the time, but it brings devastating results. Our response needs to be the same as God's call to the nation of Israel. No compromise. Guard your heart and your life against sin, big and small. You can, because now you're 5 minutes closer. My prayer is that these 5 minutes have challenged you, inspired you, and caused you to consider applying God's message for your life from His Word. To find out more, visit our website at 5minutescloser.com. Join me next time to see if we can get you 5 minutes closer.